Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dishu and you're watching Data Science with Dishu. So काफ़ी टाइम से मैंने वीडियो अपलोड नहीं किया है. That is because of some festivals and weddings in my family. But since I am back now, I promise कि अब सारे sessions regular रहेंगे. So in the last session of this series, we have finally completed with the fundamentals of Python. And now from this session, we are going to start a new module, that is Python for Data Science. सो अभी तक हमने जो भी पाइथन पढ़ा था दैट वाज ओनली फंडामेंटल्स. नाउ वी आर गोइंग स्पेसिफिक टुवर्ड्स पाइथन फॉर डेटा साइंस. सो डेटा साइंस के पर्सपेक्टिव में पाइथन का क्या यूज केस है, व्हाट आर द मॉड्यूल्स एंड लाइब्रेरी दैट वी यूज. फॉर एग्जांपल pandas and numpy are the most popular known libraries that are used in data science perspective. So in this session we are going to start with the introduction to libraries and modules, like what is that thing and how we can use that thing, what are the use cases of libraries and modules in Python. Then we will also see that how we can import the libraries and how we can use that. So basically we are going to start with the NumPy and then we will be moving towards pandas. So in this session I am going to start with the NumPy libraries, like what is NumPy libraries, what are the use case of NumPy libraries, then how we can create objects of like NumPy libraries. So all of these things I am going to start with this session. And yes, this is not going to be ended in this session itself because these are most important in perspective of data science और ये थोड़ा डीप में हमें जाना पड़ेगा. सो वी आर गोइंग टू लुक एट द एग्जांपल्स, लाइक जितने भी एग्जांपल्स हो सकते हैं मैं इसमें दूंगा so that it can cover up the whole NumPy libraries, like basic to advanced thing, what are the things that comes under NumPy libraries, so that it will not create any problem in the future sessions. So I hope that it will take around 2 to 3 sessions to complete NumPy libraries, but I will take to complete it in 2 sessions. बट अगर वीडियो का लेंथ ज़्यादा हो जाता है तो आई विल ट्राई टू split it in 3 parts. So yes, all set to start the sessions. But before that, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe the channel and share to your friends who also wants to learn data science. And don't forget to check out the playlist. So without getting any further delay, let's get started. Cool. So let's start with Python for data science. So first of all, we are going to start with the Python modules and libraries. So first of all, we will look at what is module, then what is library. So first of all I am simply going with the definition. So definition says that in Python modules are simply files with the .py extension containing Python code that can be imported inside another Python program. So what is happening here, let's say आप एक function define किए हो, okay, and वो आप एक program लिख रहे हो Python का, okay, and you have saved that file with the .py extension. So .py extension क्या है, like that file extension. Whenever you save any file there is a extension. So when you save a Python file, .py extension comes with that. Now in that .py extension file जो आपने सेव किया है, there you have written a function that you want to use in another Python program. Let's say you have started with from scratch you have started writing another Python program. Now you want to use that predefined function, but that function is not present in this program. This is present in another program that you have already saved with the some name of the file and .py extension. So with the help of modules, what you can do, you can actually import that thing. So whatever the function that you have written in that file, you can import that here and you can use that thing in this program. Now what are the things that contains the module, like मैंने एक example दिया function का, but function is not the only thing that is containing inside the module. That can be anything, like any executable statements or any functions. So later I'll be showing all the things, like what are the modules, what are the things that comes under module that we can use, like importing the modules and using that thing. So like some of the examples of modules are what, maths, matplotlib, seaborn. So these are the some of the modules that are present. Let's say you have a module that is math module. So inside math module there can be any functions, that many functions are present. Like let's say you want to find the square root of any number. So there is a function that is present, sqrt. So what you can do, you can just import the math function and then you can see math.sqrt and then you can provide any number, let's say 25. So what it will result, it will result like 5. So one example that I have just given. So that it contain many, like many function it can contain. One of the function that I have used that sqrt, that for finding the square root. But inside that math modules there may be many functions and many executable statement that is present. So using that module, math module, what you can do, whatever the functions and executable statement that are present in that module, you can just run that thing in another Python program. So you have to just import that module and you can easily use that. So in future we'll be looking at in detail all of these modules like maths, matplotlib, seaborns. So matplotlib and seaborn are basically used for the visualization purpose. So when you are analyzing any data set, so you need to create some graphs out of that, so that it will be clearly visible out of the graph that what are the numbers showing, like different type of graphs, bar charts, then pie charts, all of these things, like many types of charts are present there. So you can create all of these things using that modules. Now the next thing is what? Next thing is library. Now what is library? So library is a collections of modules. Like basically in library, what you understand with the library? Collections of books. So library is basically used as a term for collections. So here in Python, library basically means with the collections of modules. So आपने एक मॉड्यूल देखा, let's say math, matplotlib, C1, other single modules that are present. Now what happens in library? Library can be a collections of modules. So there may be many modules that are present, and you can take a collection of that module and you can create a library. But the terms are often used interchangeably since many libraries consist of only a single module. So let's say बहुत से ऐसे libraries है जिनके पास एक ही मॉड्यूल्स है. सो अगर उस लाइब्रेरी में एक ही मॉड्यूल्स है तो देर इज़ नो मीनिंग ऑफ कॉलिंग दैट एज अ लाइब्रेरी. सो यू कैन जस्ट कॉल दैट एज अ मॉड्यूल. बट अगर बहुत सारे मॉड्यूल प्रेजेंट हैं इन दैट लाइब्रेरी, then you can say that this is a library. So some of the examples of library are what? NumPy and Pandas. So that is the library that we are going to start with in this session, and then we'll be moving towards Pandas, and again we'll be looking at some of the modules also like matplotlib and seaborn. So that is a brief overview of modules and library that I have given. So things will be more clear when I'll be looking at the examples, but I hope कि overview clear हो गया होगा like what is module and library. Next we are going to start with the NumPy library. So as I said that first of all we are going to start with the NumPy library. So first of all NumPy is basically a short form of numerical Python. So it is a first of all it is a Python package. You can say a Python package or a library. It stands for numerical Python. So why numerical Python? So it is a library consisting of multi-dimensional array objects and a collections of routines for processing of array. So what is that thing? So basically a multi-dimensional array means let's say you have seen matrices now. So if you say 2 3 4 1 2 3, so this is what? This is a two-dimensional matrix that is called if you want to check the shape of that, so it will be 2 cross 3. So this is one of the matrix you have. So this is two-dimensional array you can say. Simply if you have seen list one, let's say example of a list is 2 3 5 7. This is what? This is a simple list, and a simple list can be also called as a 1D array. So one-dimensional array is similar to list, but it is not the same thing. So I'll be showing you how array and list are actually different, and what is the use case of like 1D array instead of using list. So NumPy is what? NumPy is a library that is consisting of all of this multi-dimensional array. So this is 1D, this is 2D, and there can be 3D, 4D. So you can take a multi-dimensional array. So it can be of infinite dimension. So basically you can represent only up to 3 dimension here, but in actual you will be not able to look at the n-dimensional array, like you will be not able to visualize the n-dimensional array. But yes, that NumPy library is able to process all of this n-dimensional array at the backend. And along with those n-dimensional array, it has a collections of routines for processing of array. So processing of array means what? You can do many operations with array na? Like if you want to do matrix multiplication, or you want to add two matrices. So there might be many situations that comes under processing with the array. So it has all the capability of doing the processing with the array also. So this NumPy package contains all of these things like n-dimensional array and the methods, or you can say attributes that are used to look at the properties of array or doing some processing with all of these arrays. So in scientific computing, what happens, mostly we'll be dealing with the arrays and matrices, like n dimensional array, so it can be of any dimension. So basically in scientific terms, we actually look at the arrays, so that is why it is called scientific computing in Python. So that is why it is a core library for scientific computing in Python. So it provides high performance multi-dimensional array objects and tools for working with these arrays. So it can be of any dimension, and it can also process any dimensional array. So it can be of, let's say, 10 dimensional array, and you want to multiply to 10 dimensional array, so it can easily multiply that. So let's say you want to manually do multiplication of two arrays, let's say n dimensional array, let's say 10 dimensional array. सो अगर आप दो 10 डायमेंशनल अरे को ले तो एंड मैनुअली आप मल्टीप्लाई करने बैठोगे, सो इट मे टेक मेनी डेज, बट इन लाइक यूजिंग दैट NumPy libraries it can be done in a matter of seconds. So that is how this library is useful in scientific computing. So you may understand now that why it is given a name numerical Python, because it is mostly dealing with the numbers, so that is why it is called numerical Python. Now the most interesting question, that what is the use cases of NumPy library, like why we are using that NumPy library, why we are dealing with arrays like 2-dimensional array or 3-dimensional array, why we are dealing with matrices, what are the use case of all of these things. So let's look at some of the use cases of like array. So first is the images. So what happened, particularly digital images actually, so this can be actually thought as a simply two-dimensional array of numbers representing pixel brightness across the area. So let's say you can see easily this example. I have taken a picture for the reference. So if you look at this picture broadly, so you can easily see that this is a picture of a human being, but in actual, what is that thing? So you can see there are many pixels. So in every digital images, whenever you zoom, if you see any image, if you zoom that thing, what happens, there are many small pixels that are present there. So let's say in that picture, what is happening, these are the small pixels we have, and the brightness of all of those pixels are defining that image. So this is what, this is actually here. So here is what, black. So you can see the value of those pixels are very low. So very low pixel value means they are actually having very low brightness, that means they are black. But when you are looking at the white pixels, they are having a more pixel value. So based on the value of that pixel, you can control the brightness of that pixel, and using that brightness of the pixel, you can create any image. So in every image, they are basically made up of pixels. So this is a black and white picture, but if you see the colored picture also, if you zoom that thing, there are pixels, and the color of that pixels are actually defining your whole pictures. So one of the most common example that I can give, that you actually use in daily life, in perspective of that using of a use case of array in images. Let's say you are taking a pictures in your mobile, and you apply a filter on that, so that it will be more clear picture, or any way whatever pictures you want. So what happens actually when you apply a filter? So what happens, you take the original image representing some pixel values, and you create some filters, you apply some filters on that picture, and you create another picture. So what is happening at the back end, when you are applying a filter, that filter is what actually, that filter is what, that is actually a matrix, actually two-dimensional array of pixels. So it can be of like, it's the same thing like this pixels, different values of pixels, let's say 2, 5, all of these values are present in that pixel. And what you do, let's say you multiply both matrices, and by multiplying that thing, so it can be many like I'm just giving a simple example of multiplying, but actually that is not actually a multiplication, but it can be of different thing. Okay, but let's say I'm just giving an example that if you apply this both matrices, what happens, it will create another matrices now with different values of pixels. So what happens, this picture will be the reference will be the same picture, but this picture will be different from this picture. So actually what you are doing, you are applying a filter on that picture, and using that filter you are creating a new image out of the original image. So this is the one of the use case of that NumPy array. So using that array, you are creating a filter, and you are multiplying with the original array, and you are getting the filtered image. So अगर NumPy library नहीं होता, so you will be not able to do that thing. Now again in sound clips, so whatever the sound clips you hear, it is what it can be thought of as a one dimensional array of intensity versus time. So what happens when you speak, sometimes your intensity is high, sometimes your intensity is low. So that is why you can create a you can actually think that in terms of one dimensional array, that is actually intensity versus time. So based on the times, let's say at the 0th second intensity is 5, then at the 1st second intensity is 10, then 5, then 15, like that. So this is what, this is one dimensional array. So the sound wave that is as an input that you are taking, you can represent that sound wave in terms of array, and you can then, when you have a numerical representation of any sound wave, you can do any operation with that array, and you can get anything that you want. Next, text can be converted in various ways into numerical representation, perhaps binary digits representing the frequency of certain words or pairs of words. So what happens, let's say there is a sentence. So actually what happens that if you have a text and you want to do some numerical representation of that text, so there may be many ways of doing that. So let's say कि आपके पास कोई sentence है, let's say this sentence itself, इसमें क्या है, there are many words that are represent text, then can, then be, then converted, then in. So what if you want to represent that in numerical representation, what you can do, you can take the count of each words as a numeric value. So for text, let's say 0. Then in this sentence, if you find any next word that is same as a text, so what you will do, you will increase the count by 1. But here, since this is only one time present, so you will be having a count as a 0. Let's say there are some sentences that can be having more than one frequency, let's say off, and here is also off present. So you can see off is having as a count of 2. Okay, so like there might be many, मैं यहाँ पे clearly नहीं समझा पा रहा हूँ, but in futures when you will be dealing with NLP, that is natural language processing, in that part it will be more clear, like how we can represent any sentence or any words, the groups of words, into numerical representation, and then we can process that array to do anything, any operations that we want. So no matter what the data are, the first step is making it analyzable will be to do transform them into arrays of numbers, vectors or matrices. So like you know ना कि computers only understand numbers. So आप कोई भी text input देते हो computers में, so don't think कि वो text actually जा रहा है और computer text समझ रहा है. No, that is having some encoding in between. So आप जो भी text दे रहे हो, that is getting converted into some array, so that those numbers arrays. So arrays are what actually, or like any array, 1D, 2D, 3D array, those are actually representation with numbers. So using that numbers your computer can process. Okay, so first of all you need to convert that data into numbers. So that is why NumPy is actually very most important Python package, or you can say libraries, that is present in Python. Cool. So too much with the theoretical part, so let's directly jump into the Colab notebook, where we'll be looking at the practically how we can import the libraries NumPy, and we can use that to create n-dimensional arrays. Okay, so we are going to start with importing of NumPy libraries. So first of all हम देखेंगे कि NumPy libraries को import कैसे करते हैं. Like since it is a library, it is actually present in another Python code with the .py extension. So we need to first of all import that Python libraries in this session, so that we can use that library. So first of all, how you can import that library. So the statement for importing any library is, first of all you need to provide a keyword that is called import. Then you have to give the library name that you want to import. Then the next two things are what, as keyword and any alias name that you want to give to your library that you have imported. Now this is actually optional, but it becomes useful when you have a name of any library that is very big, and since you have to use that library again and again, you are not going to call by the full name. So you want to give any alias name, any short name. So for NumPy you actually give np. So this is actually a universal alias name that is given for NumPy library. So I recommend you to you also use that same name np. So you can use any name you want of your choice, but yeah, universally for NumPy we use np. So you need to use that thing. So you can easily see there are three parts. First was import keyword, so that is for importing the library, and the second was the library name or module name that you want to import, and the third thing was the alias name that you want to give. Now as I said that NumPy libraries actually deals with the ND arrays or n-dimensional array. So we are going to look at the how we can create a NumPy n-dimensional array. So NumPy is used to work with arrays, and the array object in NumPy is actually called ND array. So this is a short form of n-dimensional array, and we can create a NumPy ND array object using the array function. So that is one of the function that is present in that library, NumPy library, and using that thing you can create any array that you want. So it can be of any dimension. So let's say first of all we are going to look at the one dimensional array. That means how you can create a one dimensional array. So one dimensional array, as I said, it looks similar to a list. So simply what you can do, first of all you have imported that library, import NumPy as np. Now you can use that alias name np for your library. So what you can do, since I have said that array is a function that is used to create a n-dimensional array, so you can simply say like this is the variable name that I have given for my one dimensional array, then equals to np dot array. So this is the like np is the library that you have, and dot array is the function that you have applied. And now in that function, what are the argument that you are passing? A list of numbers. So since you want to create a one dimensional array, so we'll give the input a list of numbers, simply a list of numbers. So using that thing you can create the one dimensional array. Now you might be confused that it is printing a list actually, and you are saying that it is an array. So what is the difference between list and array? So since it is a 1D array, visually there will be no difference, like it will look similar to a list, but in terms of functionality and many other things it varies from a list. So I'll be showing you in the further session like how it is different from a list. But actually this is how you can create a 1D array. So simply this is the np.array command that you are giving, and you are simply passing any list of numbers, and this is the NumPy array that you are getting. So if you just want to print that variable name, you can say 1D array that I have given. If you want to print the type of that array, that means you want to check the data type of that array. So you can see now in numpy.nd array, so it represents that this is an array, this is not a list. Okay, so that is how you can check that thing. Now you can see just below of that I have defined a list one, that is list of numbers, and if I print the type of that list one, you can see it is printing list. So this list is different from this array. Okay, so अभी आप बस देखते जाओ how we are creating that one dimensional and two dimensional and three dimensional array. Then मैं बाद में आपको बताऊंगा that what is the difference between a list and a array, and how array actually have a more advantage over the list. Now if you want to create a two dimensional array, the method is same, like you have to just pass a library that is np, and then that method dot array, and inside that you have to pass a list of numbers that are not like one list of numbers. There are, you can see, two list of numbers. So you can see list of numbers. So you can see 1 2 is inside a list, then comma 3 4 is again inside a list. So there are two lists that are passed inside a list. So if you simply want to know that how you will know that it is one dimensional or two dimensional or a three dimensional array, so you have to just simply see look at the first starting square braces and the ending square braces. So you can see starting with 2 ending with 2, that means it is a two dimensional array. If that will be starting with 3 and ending with the 3 square braces, that means it is a three dimensional array. So if you want to create a two dimensional array basically what it is, a matrix na. So if you give np dot array, and let's say you are passing 1 2 and 3 4, that are list of numbers inside another list. So this is how a matrix has been created. So this matrix is actually what, this is a two dimensional array. Cool. Again, if you want to create a three dimensional array, the same thing, np dot array, but you need to pass a like list of numbers, and then inside that also there is a list of numbers. So you can see that yellow braces are what, that is having a list of numbers, two numbers inside each list. Now if you see blue braces, you can see inside that blue square braces there are two list of numbers. Okay, inside that square braces blue one, again there are two list of numbers. Now there is a outer square braces again of the purple color, that is having what, that whole thing inside that. Okay, so that is how you can create a three-dimensional array. So if you just print that three-dimensional array, it will look like that 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. सो यहाँ एक्चुअली आपको देखने से समझ में नहीं आएगा दैट व्हाट इज अ थ्री डायमेंशनल अरे, बट इफ यू वांट टू एक्चुअली लुक एट द थ्री डायमेंशनल अरे विजुअली, सो यू कैन सी दिस इज हाउ इट लुक लाइक्स. So 1 2 3 4 is one matrix, that is two dimensional array, and then behind that also there is another matrix. So you can see there is a third dimension coming there. So first dimension is like 1D array, then two dimensional having like a square type of a structure. Then again if you want to add any another layer, that is another in third dimension, that is having a three dimensional array. So if you want to see that whole thing 1D 2D and 3D array in a single picture, it look like that. So let me make it more smaller there so that it will be visible. So you can see this is how it look like. So 1D array, simply 1D array like one axis, that axis is actually called zero axis. So it can be horizontal or vertical, anyway you want. So if you want to check the shape of that, so shape is actually what it represents the like number of axes, like number of axes that are present there. So there might be a zero axis. If you are having a 1D array, there will be only one axis, that is called zero. If you are having 2D array, there will be two axes, so this is called zero axis and this is called first axis. So in zero axis how many rows you have, like 1 2, so that is why 2. And in first axis you are having 1 2 3 columns, so that is why 3. So that is why it is called 2 cross 3. Now third thing is what, three dimensional array. So there will be three axes, so 0 1 2. So you can see at the zero axis you are having 4 rows, so that is why 4. And the first axis you are having 3 rows, 3. And at the second axis you are having 2 rows, so that is why 2. So that the shape of that 3D array is what, 4 3 2. Now three dimensional array थोड़ा confusing हो सकता है because there is a confusion between axes. So that will be more clear when we will be looking at the examples. So sometimes what happen that whatever the things that you are looking at here, like कि ये axis 0 है और ये axis 1 है, axis 2 है, that might be not always true. So that might be possible that ये axis 0 है and ये axis 2 है और axis 1 है. So you need to actually check that thing inside the code. So whatever the Python whatever the numpy array that you are defining, आप पाइथन में कोड करके वहाँ पे चेक कर सकते हो कौन सा जीरो एक्सिस है कौन सा फर्स्ट एक्सिस है. ओके, सो मैं सजेस्ट करूँगा कि आप वैसे ही चेक करना, आप इसको सिंपली याद मत करना. लाइक 1D और 2D में तो फिक्स है, बट 3D में कन्फ्यूजिंग हो सकता है. सो आगे सेशन में लाइक वाइल आई विल बी गिविंग द एग्जाम्पल्स, इट विल बी मोर क्लियर, सो डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट. Now before deeping dive more into the NumPy libraries, I want to just show you that why NumPy, like why we are not using list. So first of all, the most obvious answer is what, in list there is only 1D list. So using that NumPy array you can create n dimensional array that can be of many dimension, not only one dimension. But again the question comes that in one dimensional array and in list, what is the difference, what is the advantage of like one dimensional array over the list? So some of the advantages are what, NumPy data structure perform better in memory, performance and functionality. So there are three advantages that we have over the list. So first of all is what, memory. So NumPy data structure takes less space as compared to the list. Then in performance they have a need for speed and are faster than the list. Again in functionality, SciPy and NumPy have optimized functions such as linear algebra operations built in it. So I'm going to show you live that how we are actually getting advantage over list in terms of memory, performance and functionality. So first of all we'll be checking at the memory part. So how array are taking less space as compared to the list. So you can see I'm declaring a list that is called capital S and it is having element from 0 to 9. Then I'm using that sys library, and in sys library I'm just using that method get size up. So don't think much about what library and what are the method that I'm using. I just wanted to show you that how list is taking more space as compared to the arrays. So this method is actually used to get the size of that list. So you can see if I just print the size of each element, that means 0 1 2, 3 up to 9. So how that each element is taking a space, and then again the whole list is how much space it is taking. So you can see size of each element of the list is 152 bytes, while the list of all the elements, since it is having 10 elements, so obviously it will be taking 150 into 10, that means 1520 bytes. So this is the space that is taken by the list. Now you can see I have defined an array, that is 1D array, same as a list, all the numbers from 0 to 9. But now if I check the size of each item and then all the items, you can see one item is taking only 8 bytes. So as compared to the list is taking 152 bytes to store one item of that list. That means every 8 items of that list is taking 152 byte, while in array it is taking only 8 byte. So that means as a whole it is taking 80 bytes only, as compared to the list which is taking 152 bytes. So that is how in terms of memory it is having more advantage as compared to the list. Now coming to the performance part. So I'm not going to explain each lines of these codes, like I have just used that code, I have just copy pasted from somewhere just to show that how the performance is varying in perspective of list and array. So you can see what I am doing, I am defining two lists, list 1 and list 2, each having the size of like 10,000 or I think 1 lakh. Yes, 1 lakh. And then I am also declaring the array which is having the same size of 1 lakh. Okay, now what I am doing, I am multiplying both the list and then I am also multiplying both the arrays, and just I wanted to show you that how the performance is going, like how much time it is taking to multiply two lists of the same size, like 1 lakh size, and again multiplying two arrays of the same size. So that will be a good comparison to look at. So you can see what I am doing, how I am multiplying that, using that a star b for. So using that for loop, what I am doing, I am taking each of the elements from the list 1 and list 2 and I am multiplying one by one. So that is why I have used the for loop, and I am just noticing that how much time it is taking. So I am taking the initial time and then after the operation again I am taking the time, and I am just subtracting that to get the time, how much time it has taken. So you can see to multiply the two lists it has taken 0.02 seconds. Now again I am multiplying two arrays and I am noticing how much time it is taking. So you can see to multiply two arrays it is taking 0.002 seconds. So obviously you can see it is 10 times faster as compared to the list. So आप अगर एक दो लिस्ट में मल्टीप्लिकेशन करते हो एंड अगर आप दो अरेज में मल्टीप्लिकेशन करते हो, बेसिकली 1D अरे, so that multiplication of that 1D array is 10 times faster as compared to the list multiplication. So that is how it is having more advantage in terms of performance. Now the last coming to the functionality part. So in functionality part what is happening, let's say मैंने एक list define किया 1 2 3 and again I am defining a array like 1D array of the same elements 1 2 3. Now in that list what I am doing, I am adding 4 to that list. Okay, now if I just add 4, what it does, it says list don't support list plus int. That means you cannot directly add any integer value to the list. But if I do the same thing with the array, it you can say it is easily adding to the each of the elements. So you can see array का elements क्या है, 1 है, 2 and 3 है. अगर मैं 4 ऐड करूँ उसमें, so what is happening, each elements में वो ऐड कर रहा है, like 1 plus 4 is 5, then 2 plus 4 is 6, then 3 plus 4 is 7. So you can see how easily it is getting added. So that is the one of the example in terms of functionality. So you can directly add any constant integer value or any float value to a existing one dimensional array, but you cannot do the same thing with the list. So these are the some of the advantages over the list that I wanted to show you. Yeah, that's it. So I wanted to end this session here. After that, from the next session we are going to start with the attributes of the array. So we'll be looking at what are the different attributes that we can use inside a array. So मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट सेशन में जल्दी. Till then, take care. Goodbye.